Tethering to something is only natural, but is it worth it? What abounds in the human condition? That special little flaw that most were paid to have removed. Alas, it isn't so. We can't take it out. As water to a hydrant. As weed to this thing inside of us all. That allow us to show teeth when happy. And ball up fists when scorn and aggression have taken lead. There is far much than the meaninglessness of noticing atrophy. Yet why is nuance rarely forthcoming? Nuance is all around, yet during the party, why haven't we sipped from it yet? There's a type of bliss where floating and falling feel as if in conspiracy together, neither fully certain of the other's participation or merit. It matters not with matters of the heart, where they look like a withdrawn version of a Disney prince, regal, nimble, and facial expressions that don't seem right. Not saying that I haven't indulged in a cuddle or more from someone who may fit that bill, but this isn't really about me. It's about the aphorism that must be distilled by the end of the anecdote. How do you like your clotted cream? Scones? Cake? Digestives? Not to imply that it matters only to you, but the most human part of us all don't allow for dreams to perpetually ascend. Something that drama is inherently inside me, thus a filmmaker. But really, aren't we all whomever Dumbledore predestined us to be? The gold and maroon of any alma mater defies the security of being part of any collective. Banners you wave, yet the heel of tyranny does not fit the neck of an upright man. Didn't Asa Carter already tell us this? And isn't one soul the vehicle that guides the flesh from domicile to adventure throughout the city, then back home again? Arguing on one's emotional behalf is like a salad prepared at the house of a hipster. The flicker of excitement, bracelets and glittery things. You may think to indulge, but Vogue is still Vogue. Not really a sight to behold these days. I've always wondered, is Vogue merely vague, or is it the mission of Vogue to remain perpetually vague? The indentations of what it used to be aren't scarce, yet sliding from the center of the jewel to an Instagram is quite embarrassing, and that's coming from someone who's asleep in their car. Aloofness offends the uninspired, so they lash out at us few. Like why birds hate pigeons. Pigeons don't allow for plausible deniability. Everyone's loathing for pigeons sear like ribeye in August, except for the true incels who understand them best. In which case they mustn't be considered because, as someone has probably said, to be focused on the socially undesirable is to occupy the territory of an enemy. Because pigeons are a reminder, it's almost like a load-bearing wall to a home. Without it, what is the bird kingdom really? And even though humans aren't birds, you would be hard-pressed to differentiate some of the paths in which humanity is currently trotting along. I think the bird would do better. Pulling apart pork only works when the vessel is willing. Otherwise, one might presume consent is needed. Me what? Oh no, dear, whinging is the soundtrack of the ugly. Will it be again remiss of the whole enchilada if we were not to continue down the road of finding reasons to remain indifferent? The dance everyone reluctantly knows. Again, tethering is filled with so much idiosyncratic smut that one barely knows what to believe. If only humans were okay at accepting their fallibility. I am human, thus everything human I am capable of. Why is looking for some grand idea so fucking soothing? Literally. Almost 4 decades around this party, yet and still surprise after surprise. Wanting everything and nothing from them type niggas, and expecting nothing while wanting everything from life seems not so wise. Trauma, wisdom, baguette, sandwich, knowing enough to feel the right pull yet in the moment, enough to not zip up your little soldier. To the winner goes the spoils, to life reprised with embroidered mistakes. The downfall of it all is to finally listen to the writer of such great tales. Voids, as best as they elect to be, really aren't meant to be lived at all. When someone walks out of your life and they are breathing as valiantly as they are fighting your love, well then, you're dealing with special circumstances that require a bit of a different alchemy in which you will be stretched. Not like childbirth, because I'm not a credible source, but like childbirth, something is leaving you without your input, in fact. You literally don't matter to them anymore. I guess maybe you do matter to them, in the same sort of cavity that garners no sympathy. Seriously though, imagine giving birth only to be received as warmly as a penny stamp. Due to whatever their inconsideration wasn't, this time, that time, the calculations of the unloved are quite sad. Unrequited as it is, how the fuck does it make sense to hurt someone you love so deeply, who bent over backwards for you to make sure that you knew you were loved? Paid off your debt. You didn't even send them a return text. The amount of months that showed their true colors, or the amount of years that took me to get it, really. Me, you, we, them, all of us, in fact. Being human means different things to everyone. The one thing I know thus far, death is the one promise that will not be reneged upon. To be human is to be hurt. For too long, I diligently assumed that the secret sauce to this world is to find a way to roll down the hill without touching anything, like we used to do in middle school. Warm apple cider, toboggans, and friendship overflowing. Oh, to be young. So what is it to be understood from this ghastly affair? Humans are petty and filled with grand notions. Cycles be trials, to whom you give your devotion. If nothing is new, why are lambs still being slaughtered? Has a lesson been learned? Are we the prodigal daughter? Daring, ego, adventure, good wishes, ingenues that struggle with doing the dishes. Golden calf, burnt sugar, malice unintended. Mad kings and their sycophants finally being rescinded. If Dumbledore is real and not just an old fag, why don't I get a discount if you are late with the bag? A bump with the lights on, goodwill being restored, to knock your ass off the bow only to help you climb back aboard. Friendship is a marathon of learning to let go. Bloodletting used to be a thing, but now that we know, shall we engage in the compost of what used to be, or saunter up to the pitcher's mount, realizing that you still can't see? Temperance is nothing, just meaningless sex. Our natures will out. What will we do next? Marching to death seems almost good fun. Faux pas be damned, should we unpack the gun? If a tree falls and no one's around, kinda like when someone hurts you and then walks away. No cameras, no witnesses. Did anything even happen?